I chose not to choose life. I chose something else.
Okay, so I've been thinking about our options. I don't think overstaying in Turkey is a good idea, because if we get caught, then, well, let's just say, if they impound the bus, we're fucked. Now, this 90-day, so you get 90 days in Turkey, then you've got to leave for 90 days. Same in Brexit, right? So I'm going to contact the dog rehoming shelter in Tbilisi and see if they've got a tent we can stay in, and then potentially we can fly to Georgia, stay there for 3 months, check out the lay of the land, fly back, pick up the bus, or back to Hungary, go and see Francie and Christoph, go and chill with them, again 3 months, come back. It's not ideal, but I'm not sure how that's going to work exactly, because I think we left Europe a couple of days early, so there could be this couple of days where we've not quite hit 90 days, if that makes sense. So coming back into Europe, you know, like, so if we go back into Europe, then we might only get, say, 86 days in Europe, and then we can't get back into Turkey for 4 days, and we can't stay in Europe for another 4 days. I don't know. So that's complicated. I don't know. Obviously the place in Georgia, they've never met us, so are they going to put us up in a tent? You know, I mean, like, that's kind of a big ask. They don't have a tent, or they might have a tent, I don't know. Again, so I'm going to look into that this week, well, today. Okay, so I've looked at I forgot about the pets. So I can't get the dogs and the cat on a bus to Georgia, and there's no train, so I can't go to Georgia without my own transport with the pets, which means Hungary's my only option. Apparently you pay 50% of the train ticket price for each dog. Maybe the cat goes for free because she's in a carrier. I don't know. I'm going to research this today. Okay, so I can't rent a car because they won't let me drop it off in Tbilisi or Budapest. I'd have to drive back to Turkey, which means I'd have to rent a car for 3 months. Fucking nightmare. So that's not an option. You can't book or even find out the train prices from Istanbul to Budapest. You have to go to the office in Istanbul. Well, I'm miles from Istanbul. I mean, like hundreds of miles from Istanbul. So I don't know how that's going to work either. Nothing, just one thing go in my favour this week. That's all I ask. So I've now posted up in the two Tbilisi forums to try and find anyone that's driving from Turkey to Georgia in the next 2 weeks that has room for 2 people, 3 large dogs and a cat. But that would mean leaving the motorhome, the bus, in the garage. We'd have to stay out for 3 months, even if it's fixed in 10 days. And then we still have to find some sort of accommodation. I mean, I guess we can buy a tent and just hide in the mountains somewhere. But again, then we've got to buy cooking facilities, and shit is not simple, right? And then we've got to get back. Because again, we can't get on a bus, or there isn't a train. So then we're going to have to find somebody to drive us back from Georgia into Turkey. You can only laugh her, because otherwise you'd be